Hi guys, this is Angela with Andy Styles Boutique and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you are a repeat viewer, welcome back. If you're a subscriber, mwah, thank you guys for rocking with us. We love you, we really do. So I'm going to do a video today on how to make a wreath. This is going to be a bumblebee queen, I'm sorry, not a queen. It's going to be a bumblebee themed wreath. So what you're going to need, flowers, you need some mesh. I'm going to use a bow. I have some little decorative ornaments here. I have this beehive. I have this little Let It Be rolling pin. And I have this honey with the bee attached as well. I have some other little decorations around here. And then also you're going to need some zip ties, which I don't have them with me, but by the time we get to that point, you will see them. And you're going to need some of these craft sticks. So, all right, let me go ahead and get started and we'll jump into the video. But first, if you are not a subscriber and you like what we do and you just keep coming back and seeing what's going on with Andy Styles Boutique, please accept my invitation to become part of the Andy Styles Boutique family. All right, let's get into this. Okay, first things first is you're going to want to open up your mesh. Some people use a ruler to measure out their mesh. So that would be an item that you want to have handy. Or some people they guesstimate and they use whatever they're feeling at that point in time. I'm one of those guesstimators, but I probably could benefit from a ruler. But if you're not, if this is like your first time doing this, a craft like this, I would suggest a ruler. And of course I gotta grab my trash bag, guys, so give me a second. All right, I have this bag here. I'm just gonna put that there. Some people also, they will cut all of their pieces together to save time on the cut down. This would be nice if you're measuring. But I will tell you, you can't rush this. Even if you cut all of yours together, don't rush this process with getting the mesh cut, measured if you're going to measure, and ready to start putting your wreath together. So if you're going to cut all 4 pieces at one time, basically you would just put it here. Just lay it one on top of each other like you see me doing and cut. All right, so I'm just going to roll it all the way down like so. And this is 4 colors that I'm using, and all 4 of them are on top of each other. And I hope you guys can see that. There's all 4. All 4. All right, so I'm just rolling it down to the end of my table. And what I typically do is I use these scissors here. These scissors are by Oster, and I purchased them at Sally Beauty. They're hair cutting scissors. Now, it has a blunt cut, a blunt end. That's what I like because this stuff frays. So when I was using the scissors that were like this, it frayed so much and I was discouraged. So, yeah, I use those. So I'm just going to roll this twice and cut. That's how I'm going to mark my cut, okay? Now, what you could do, if you wanted to make sure every piece was in sync and even with each other, you could take this part, lay it back on top. I don't know if you guys can see me. Let's see. Let me resituate. Give me a sec. I want you to see. Okay, so I resituated myself so you can actually see what I'm doing. So if you want it to be really precise with your sizing and to make sure you have everything together, you can just, that doesn't help, does it? So I just put these on top. Okay. And then I'm just going to hold it here and just go up and cut. And just line them up best you can. You're going to have some pieces that's not 100% perfect, but I can understand how, you know, someone who is just doing this for the first time and want it to be right, that you would want to make sure everything was perfect and in line. But what you'll find when doing wreaths, you'll find that you'll figure it out. You'll get the gist of everything. You'll also be able to figure out what's what goes where. As far as creativity, oh my gosh, y'all, sky's the limit. You don't even have to, whoopsie, they fell. There they go. Sky's the limit. You don't even have to stick to a pattern. If you go on sites like Etsy and look at some of the wreaths that the people are doing, or if you go on Pinterest, if you have a Pinterest site, you go on there, you'll see that you can be as creative. And these are my stacks here so far. You can be as creative as you want. So I'm going to cut a couple more, and then I'm going to show you guys how to start your assembly, okay? And then we'll go a little further. I'll go off camera and complete it, and then we'll come back. So this is a good start for me, and I'm just going to stop for a second and gather my rolls back up and then get my wire mesh. Hold on. Okay, so I have some mesh already cut. I'm gonna put that to the side for a second. Now we're gonna get our craft sticks. Not craft sticks. These are whatever they're called. Oh gosh, that's crazy. Chenille stems. There we go. So we're going to get our chenille stems, and I'm just going to cut them in half. I think I'm going to cut them in half. Give me 1 second. Sometimes cutting them in half isn't the best way. So I'm just going to see if a half stem will work, or do I need a whole stem? The reason people cut them in half is because after you put them on your ring, you have this left over. So sometimes people will cut it in half. So let me do that. Now, for cutting these, the best scissors that I've ever used for that is these Cricut ones. I don't know if Cricut designed it for that, but they are amazing. So I'm just going to roll this, and then in the center, just pinch it together. This helps you with a more crisp, cleaner gathering here. Then you just twist it. I twist twice. There you go. That's it. That's all you do. So I'm going to roll each one. You can see it. Roll each one. Pinch it together. Wrap my chenille stem around. I press it down in the center. And I just twist twice. Okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and do one of each color. And then I will move to my use them all? Wow, they go quick. There we go. And just twist it twice. That one's ready. Then we'll do my polka dot. Now this mesh does stick together. Nothing you can do about that. And this one, like I said, just pinch it. To me, the pinching works easier. It's easier for me to handle. So there we go. I have one of each color. So let me get my wire. And I'm going to use this one. It's a 16-inch. And I purchased it from Hobby Lobby. So that's that one. So to start your assembly of your mesh on your wreath, take this little tag off. And then this is your wreath. So what I work with is the second ring and the fourth ring. So you just want to put it in like this. This part is open. I just slide it in, pull it through, and you can zip. You can twist. Now, some people, they do more than, they'll put more than one of these on a ring. I don't. Actually, I use this. Let's see. Stick it in there and twist. You guys can see it. And you just sort of twist it in to where it's secure. Now, I'm using number 2 and 4 actually. I mean 2 and 3. So just slide that in there. I try to hold mine down because I want it to be secure, and twist it. Okay, this is the formation of the wreath. Now, don't judge it by what you see as you're putting it together, because it has to, like any other craft you do, it has to come to the full birth. Sometimes I'll slide mine down, twist, and slide up. You could get caught into adjusting while you're adding these, but don't, because you're gonna still be you're still gonna add, so that means you're still going to adjust. So that's what it's starting to look like. So I'm going to go ahead and well, let me roll a couple more so you can see that, just in case someone has questions. I also picked up a wreath hanger from Hobby Lobby. It's $2.99. They do have them at the dollar store as well. And I picked up a couple from the dollar store. I have. Now, the other thing is, depending on how you roll, that determines how tight your mesh circle is going to be. You can roll loose if you like. You can roll tight if you like. Also, I try to do a pattern with my wreaths that I'm making. Not always successful, but I try to do a pattern so that it looks put together, a little put together. But I'm not always successful though. Sometimes I'm not in that mood. I want to just create. I just want to drink coffee and make pretty things. Yeah. So the other thing is your mesh. Sometimes the rolls you get are not the same volume or yardage. So you can look at that, but I don't. I just buy what I like. I buy what's pretty, and I roll with that. I will put a link to the craft outlet, which is where I purchased my mesh from. I am pleased with it. So yeah, I'm going to try my best to get these. I want to do at least another round before I stop the video and work off camera and come back and show you my progress. So don't forget to pinch it. Sometimes I forget to pinch it, and I pay for it because they're not as put together as I'd like, and I can tell that. Now you also sometimes you'll have to trim your mesh once you put it on, but do that last, because sometimes when you start putting them together, they will I keep throwing things in front because I'm used to working to the right. I'm right-handed. What was I saying? Oh, when you're cleaning up your mesh, do it at the end, because sometimes it'll work itself out when you're arranging it and putting it together. It will work itself out, and you'll be able to see that, oh, I don't really need to trim that, or you can wrap it back around, and once it's bunched up, it doesn't show as bad. Like this one here, it's got some frayage there, but out of all that I cut, if that's all the fraying that I have, I am completely satisfied with that, because it can be worse. Now, some people will tell you a count, like I put 13 on this ring or 14. I don't count them because I go for fullness, and based off of the mesh that I'm using, what fullness means in one style of mesh may not be in another. Now, trying to think, is there anything else I need to tell you at this point? No, I don't think so. So I'm going to put a couple more on just so you guys can see, so you can kind of get a look at my pattern here. I'm going to keep rolling. I have 2 pieces left. Yeah, 2 pieces left. So I'm going to cut another. Now, sometimes I'll pre-cut these. If I'm not recording, I'll try to pre-cut them and have everything ready for this. But I wanted you guys to see everything, so I didn't pre-cut it. The other thing is, when you're doing this, you see these little pieces of residue, mesh residue. Make sure that you're not working on a tablecloth or something that you want to keep, because this stuff, it gets everywhere, and it gets it's hard to get out. It's tedious labor. So just make sure that you're working on something that you can easily clean off. All right, so this is my pattern. So as you can see, I started with the yellow and black dot, or maybe I didn't. That was the last one I put on. So I'm going to start again with the yellow polka dotted one. And I know you're looking and saying, why don't she clean that up? And believe me, it's something that I would have done when I first started, but I have learned that this stuff tends to work itself out sometimes, and a lot of that cutting just prolonged my wreath process. All right, so we just get in there, twist that. 2 is my magic number when I'm twisting. And like I said, I'm doing the 2 inside rings, if that makes sense. It's ring number 2 and 3, and the 2 inside, straddling it and twisting. Okay. There we go. And I'm fixing it so you can see. See, that's going to be a beautiful wreath. So I'm going to go ahead and go off camera. I'm going to do some, and then I'll come back, okay? I have managed to get a big part of the wreath done. Now I have, and I've also added my decoration, which is this little Let It Be. I only added one piece because I wanted you to see how I did the other piece. So all I did, I grabbed one of my ruffles and the handle, and I used a zip tie. I put the zip tie through one of the holes on the ruffle. And just wrapped it around. You put that back in there like that. I'm just making a loop. That's all you're doing. Oops, I dropped it. But I'm just going in, looping, and I'm going to go back in and close that zip tie up. That's going to hold that in securely, but I am going to add some heat, some glue, hot glue to it. Then you just grab your scissors, and it's right here. Just cut that down. All right. I know this is an awkward spot for you guys to be watching in, but I have to repurchase another recording device. So as you can see, that's sitting on there perfectly. I will add some glue there. The other thing that I added was this. Oops. This right here. I have to go grab another one. But what I did was I took it and I stuck it in here. Just find an opening, stick it in there. All right? And we're going to put that down with a zip tie. We're going to finish this up with some zip ties. And I am just going to take a zip tie. And I'm going to go in here. And I'm just going to secure the tail of the bow. The reason I'm doing that, I could cut that off, but the reason I'm doing it is to protect the hands of whoever is going to own this beautiful wreath. Those chenille stems, the ends of it can hurt a lot. So I'm just going to secure it by putting this there. And it does not look tacky, in case you're wondering. It does not. So I'm going to let you see it. And I'm just going in through the two middle rings on the wire frame. And I'm just going in through there and just securing it down. And like I said, it's going to help to protect whoever's handling this. And it's also helping me because I don't have to do so much wire cutting or cutting at the end. If I were doing that, but I'm not. I'm going to go ahead and put them down with the zip ties as well. But this cloth helps to cover it up. Zip ties are super easy to use. Just put them on. Slide the tip through the little opening. And there you go. That's it. That's all you have to do. And in and out. That's all we're doing. You have to find it though. You got it through there. This one wants to go in a spot it doesn't belong. So, you know, it's always that one though. It's always that one. I was talking to my husband about our dog, the one you hear barking all the time. She's our second beagle. If you've been following the channel, you know I lost my other beagle. October will be 3 years. But anyway, the one we have now, her name is Rain. I call her Rainbow, because she gives me joy, you know, light on dark days. But anyway, I was talking to him, and we were talking about the dog, the differences between this dog and our first dog. And we were just talking about how Royal, which was our first dog, was so sweet. She was such a sweetheart, and she lived to please us. It was her mission in life. Every morning she woke up, that's what she wanted to do. She'd come to our bed, and she would wait until we woke up, and then she would come and greet us in the morning. Well, we were talking about the differences, and I told him, I said, well, you know, Rain's a different dog, and she is our second dog. And he said, yeah, you know, it's always that second one. It's always that second one that gives you trouble. Meaning, if we were to get another dog, Rain would be the middle child. I laughed, but I'm a middle child too. So I have to ask my mom if I was her surprise. All right, so this is how this looks with the tail of the bow down, and you can see my bow is still intact. It's still nice and neat, or it still looks like a bow. The wire part it leaves something to be desired. But anyway, let's go ahead and finish this. So on these pieces here, I do the same thing. I take a where I have the end sticking out, just go in there with a zip tie, finish that off. Make sure that's tied down. See, it's not sticking up anymore. And even if you don't see it sticking up, go ahead and tie it down, because if you're shipping these, they're going to endure some movement, and you don't want your customer to get your beautiful creations and hurt their hands or have a bad memory because you didn't secure it. And it doesn't take that long. It's only taken me long because I'm running my mouth, I'm talking and teaching. So but that is the gist on how I make this style of wreath. And there's a piece that's still sticking up, so then I'll grab my scissors and I'll cut that off. Okay, try to press it down, and there you go. You go in here and take these tails off the zip ties as well, and this one is pretty much done. The scissors are Cricut scissors. I've had them for a couple years. They've been very good to me. Haven't had to toss them as of yet. So I need, how many more zip ties? 1, 2 more. I need 2 more zip ties, and the wreath will be finished. You guys have hung in there with me, and thank you. I appreciate that. And you endured my stories. Thank you for that. The questions that I get in the comments once I load something up, thank you for that. I am very humbled by the Andy Styles family. You guys are amazing. I don't know what other creators have as far as their followers, but you guys are amazing, and I'm honored. Well, there's one more zip tie that I need to add, and I will show you how this looks secured in the back. All right, give me a second. The last one, she's done. this is the back. See how the back is all secured down there? You know, I can run my finger on it if I want to. There's a zip tie piece that I didn't cut close enough, but I can run my finger on it and don't have to worry about getting stuck. Uh-oh. What's that? Huh. Oh, I didn't secure this one good enough. I don't know what happened there. All right. We gotta re-secure it. So there is beauty in security or checking. Running your finger over it and checking it out. So let me go ahead and fix this one really quick, and then I will show you the finished product. You know what? There we go. We'll do this here. All right, that one is done. All right, so we're done. Finished product on the back. The front, this is what it looks like. My little Let It Be sign, and this. I have this. So do you guys think this should go there? Yeah, I think so too. So we're going to put this in here as well. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to zip tie it right on in there. That's all I'm going to do to this. This was like really easy to do because I didn't have to deal with hot glue sticks. So I used the zip ties for what they were supposed to be used for. I let them do what they were going to, what they're designed to do. And I'm going to put one down here. And I guess I didn't want to leave this off because I did purchase it with the intent that it was going to go on this wreath. So I guess I didn't, in my spirit, my little soul, I didn't feel like it was right to leave it off. So it's on. Now we have to see how it's behaving as to if it will stay on. All right. Looks good to me. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out. Love you. So hopefully I have inspired you to go out and get to crafting and create some wreaths that you can put in your shop, or not even if you don't want to put them in your shop, just make them to sell. All right, guys. Happy crafting.